little wooden board here. All right, let's just try this. I feel like if I set it down, I don't know if it would help to
you put it a little closer.
Move it. That's what I was thinking, is if I put it closer.
That's better.
Yeah, and it's 25.
Let me get
Does look better.
Stick under here. I'm gonna put a thing underneath here.
Yeah.
So it's not
That's
perfectly
good.
perfect, but all right, so enjoy life. $25. All right, we're gonna do the bundles first. So we have the B bundle, $41, and these are the dies. The praiseworthy prose, but really it's 53, but the good part of this is the hand lettered prose dies. So those are all the scripty letters, which are all there. We have the peacock, 46 with the dies. Obviously they're with the dies. These are all with the dies. Now this one is the Christmas, Merry Christmas to All for 45, but it is missing 3. So I just got half of the price off the dies because I have no idea where that Mary is off having its own little party, I guess. All right, abstract impressions, 55. It's got the springtime impressions thinlets. Lakeside, Lily Pad Lake, 49 with the lakeside dies. This is probably my most favorite bundle that's retiring, $60 Colorful Seasons, because the dies are super versatile. It's got the chair, the snowflakes, the leaves, and then that great little layer thing. I use that all the time. So I'm gonna have a pity party for that one. Best Catch, I've actually never opened it. $48. We're probably gonna use this in a card class soon. So there are a few bundles that I'm gonna hold on to temporarily until I finish using them in a class. That's probably one of them. Wish for It All is $51. Cool set of dies. I love that one. Wiggle Worm. He's so cute. 44. Do I need to say the price or can you see the prices? Oh, God. I wonder if I can hear you. Can Mom say something so I can see if I can hear you?
Hello. Did you hear me?
All right. So can you see the price?
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you.
Go ahead and say them.
Yeah, say them.
Pretty blurry. I'll say it.
Yeah.
$56
right.
Dashing Deer with the dice. I tried to get the dice all straight and then they all just got crazy. Ride With Me Ride With Me stamp set is 58 with the dies. Amber, it makes that little truck. The lined alphabet. I can't believe that I paid this much for this bundle, but it's $159.
Wow.
But I did. I know I got it half price, so at least I had put it on the bigger order, the lined alphabet. And it's $159, but it has like all the alphabet sets in it. It starts with art, which is 46. I love this one. I love all the borders. They're really cute. We have Pretty Pavilion. It's great for all seasons. 57. Never used. All right. Sea of Textures. 50. That's probably one of my favorite dies in there is that little net. But you got the octopus. Mom remembers our swap that
Oh,
we
yeah.
did.
Yeah, I've got that one.
Cuckoo for You, which is a good all-purpose set. 46. Makes a little cuckoo clock. It's cute. Tea Together. 43. It's got the tea set, Mother's Day, the big teapot, the small cups, and floral dies. Stitched All Around has my favorite, 52. This is one of my favorite dies. It's a little, Judy knows, it's a little
Yeah, it's pretty.
tedious, but it's so pretty.
I have the stamp set, not the dies.
Oh, man. All right, here's some bundles that include punches. So this is the little elephant, $38. The Making Christmas Bright, $39. Piece of Cake bundle, $35. The Above the Clouds, this is a $40 bundle with the air balloon punch. Little Twinkle, stars and star punch, that is 37, not 57, 37. And then we have The Power of Hope. This was one of the sets that you could only get with a $100 purchase. So it's $25, the stamp set and this stone embossing folder. I looked at, it's not in, we weren't sure if that was going to be in the new catalog or not, but it's not. Another bundle, this is Forever Lovely for $53. All the pretty things. That's a really good die across here. And then Broadway Birthday, 46. This is the one that has the big wish die in it. It's really cute. I like that one for graduation too. It's a good one. All right, now I just sort of created this bundle in case you didn't get the chance to get all the Lily stuff. It's everything Lily. So the Lily paper, the Lily stamp set, and the Lily dies for $45. Alrighty, that's all the bundles. And then I've got a few punches, just like 5. I've got this tab punch, which is 18. The scalloped 1 1/8, which is 16. And then its friend, which is the scalloped 1 3/8. The leaf punch, which I was really
I
surprised
can't
about.
believe that. Yeah.
And the ribbon border, which is really pretty. So that's all the punches. Now I'm not doing my in color stuff yet because it is, I'm going to be using that for classes, but eventually I'll have the in color stuff on buy one, get one. Okay. So here goes the stamp sets. Did you have any questions about the bundles?
No.
All right, this is going faster than I thought. Okay, this is the barn door. I do not have the sliding door dies, which is probably why I never use this stamp set much. But this is the one that goes with the dies that makes the little sliding door. Get a stack of these out here. All right, we have Morning Star. This goes with the star dies. Oh, sorry, that was 17. Welcome Easter is 20. Make a Splash, the little fish bowl, 17. The Well Dressed, this was one of the final Celebration releases. Lots of Cheer, which is $20. Little snowman. Fable Friends, our little
Yeah.
guys, 22. Great for spring and babies. Winds of Change is the windmill. I honestly do not remember ordering that, but apparently I did. Let It Ride, one of my favorite sentiments, live as if someone left the gate open, 24. And then The Delightful Day. This was in the beginners catalog. It's $21. I think it's also in the regular catalog, but it goes with the one of the Delightful Tack Topper punches, which is not retiring. So Crafting Forever, $20. I was surprised. You can tell how old the stamp sets are by the fact that they have the green border still. So that is an older one. Okay, more stamp sets here. Now this one I actually just used last week because I was making cards for healthcare workers. Here's to Strong Women, which is 20. It's a good one for right now. Perennial Birthday, cute little floral birthday sets. Oh, that was 22. Love What You Do. I just like all these little floral situations, 21. Hoot Hoot Hooray, which you may or may not have noticed because it was in the little beginner pamphlet that we had. It's $21. It's got all the cute little owl. This was a host set called Believe You Can. This is a really neat sentiment in there. Those were kind of hard to get because you had to spend $150 to get a host set. Genuine Gems, which is 20. Varied Vases, 26. Painted Harvest, I know people will be missing this one, 21. This was also a host set called Soft Spring, it's 16. Animal Outing, 21. Perfectly Framed, which this stamp set coordinates with the ornate frame dies, which were the things that went with the Halloween suite. The background stamp Handwritten, 16. The background stamp Crackle Paint, 16. And then Beautiful Day, which is great for watercoloring, 21. All right. This is my last stack of stamp sets, and then I've got just a few little folders. All right. Memorable Mosaic for 22. This goes with a punch that is not retiring, so in case you're wondering. Artfully Aware, $23. Cool support set. Over the Moon, if you didn't have the cows, for 20. So cute.
Love the cows.
Vibrant Vases for 17. The vase punch is not retiring, but the two vase stamp sets are. I think there's a new one now. Verdant is $16. Neat little Stamparatus set. This is one of my favorite host sets called Time for Tags, $21. We have birthday backgrounds. It's always good to have a background set if you don't have designer paper, $18. accented blooms, which goes with that tailored tag punch, which is $20. This wasn't even in the catalog, but it was on my shelf. So I guess it retired last time, but it's called Hardwood. It's a background set. One of the celebration sets, Thankful Blooms, for $15. Rise and Shine was a double celebration set for $20. Tags in Bloom celebration set for $15. And you can ignore that green sticker. I was gonna number everything, but then I was like, nah. Witticisms, super cute for right now. Pretty much covers everything. $22. I like using that with the note cards. It's perfect for note cards. All right, let me put all these stamp sets back before I have an avalanche. All right, and then the rest we have are folders. So, oh, and we have a few random dies. So we have the Tea Time dies for $21. The Petal Labels dies. The stamp set is not retiring, but the dies are. That's $26. And then I think this one is, I know what it is. It's the dies that go with the birthday stamp set that was the celebration stamp set.
Yeah.
So that's $27. I don't have the stamp set. I just have the dies. Okay, now quickly through the folders, we have this Stars and Swirls for $7. The Peacock Bobble for $8. This is, I think, was called, I don't even remember if it was basket weave, but it's $9. Tufted, $9. All right, so Mom, which one did you want?
The one before this one. The basket weave. Yeah.
Basket weave.
Right. I don't even have it.
I can't believe you don't have that one.
I know, I checked. I don't.
All right. Tufted was $9. Mosaic is $10. This is the Country Floral for $9. Layering Leaves, $9. Eyelet, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the corrugated folder. The High Seas embossing folder. And I'm just telling you, if you get any of these embossing folders and you want to use them with your Big Shot, you need the blue $10 blue plate from Stampin' Up! Because that thing is retiring. I thought you wouldn't really need it, but you do need it. Button, $7.50. And this wreath embossing folder for $9. All right. And then the very final thing I have is this set of in color embossing powders for $25. So this was in last year's catalog. And I guess I just missed it in the last BOGO. All right. Let me make sure. All right. There's a couple people that are looking at this later. So, and you're welcome.
I thought I saw that you had Ladybug.
Oh, I do. I put that aside because you're in the club. So
because I'm what?
That. Because I shared the BOGO stuff with the stamp club. So that's why you got the Ladybug. Yep.
Okay.
You're good on the Ladybug. And Mom, you want to enjoy life?
Right. And
all right.
Basket weave.
All right, let me pop the enjoy life one out real quick. Not that anyone is going to be over here fighting you for it at my house. I'm just going to put a note in my basket. How about that? And then I'll find it when we're done.
It was the second one you did, I think.
I know. It's probably on the floor. Enjoy life, Mom. Enjoy life, Mom.
Thank you. I'm ready for it to get back.
I know. All right. Very good. And you're welcome to share that with anyone. I'm going to post a recording of it. So it'll be there. Let me go put all this stuff away for our card class. All right. That only took 30 minutes, which is exactly what we had scheduled. And I'm going to show you our cards for the night now. Okay, thanks, Jackie. I'll pull those out too. The birthday dies.
Oh, you'll live over the moon.
I thought the birthdays go because. All right, I pulled those out too, Jackie. Okay. Now let me move my camera so y'all don't have to look at my pants. All right, I'm super excited about our cards tonight. I thought that they were some of the, and if you're not interested in the card class, it is not going to hurt my feelings if you jump off now, and you will, if you purchase $35 or more with the BOGO, then you will get the make and take packet to make the cards. So that's part of the cost, and that's part of the benefit of the class. It's free with a $35 purchase.
Okay.
And yes,
my order's 34.
That's fine.
That's
fine.
Okay. Thank you.
And I was going to tell you, Jackie, I had you down as just wanting the PDF only, but since you got those dies, then I would just say if you do the dies and then find something else or whatever. So you.
I found a bunch of things. So.
Okay. So we'll meet up after. I don't want to get everybody else bored with what we have to say, but yeah. So I'll just apply that to your fee. Okay. And then everyone will get the PDF emailed to you for what we're going to do. So don't worry about having to write down any of the measurements or anything. So our first card is, okay, all of the cards are made with this stamp set called Birthday Jubilee. And it's just a super cute set. When I picked it, I did not know if it was retiring or not, but I thought it probably would be, just based on what I know. I just kind of know what is and what isn't going to retire sometimes. So it's got these really pretty dies that remind me so much of like Fiesta in San Antonio. But I know Judy knows about that. I'm trying to get this shadow off of my deal here. Okay, so I wanted to focus on one stamp set so that if you wanted to make these exact cards, then you just need to purchase the Birthday Jubilee stamp set. So that could be your order for tonight if you want to be able to put all these set cards together exactly like I did. Now, if you don't want that stamp set, then you can just watch and you can use whatever you want to put these cards together when the time comes. And you're going to need 4 ink pads. You're going to need basic gray Night of Navy. And I'm going to mail these packets to you. So right now you can just watch and have fun. Pool Party and Calypso Coral are the 4 ink pads that you need. For this card, we're going to be using basic gray and Night of Navy. So the measurements, I'm not even going to tell you because I'm going to email them to you, but I've just cut out this white square, and we're going to stamp first our floral situation right here. Then we're going to stamp this happy birthday across it with Night of Navy. Try not to get my face under the thing. And then we're going to come back in with another floral situation here. Isn't that cute? It just makes a pretty big impact with not much effort. All right, and then of course what we're going to do is get our blending markers out and just color. So I'm going to just show you how I would do the top layer. The blends I used are dark and light coral, dark and light pool party, and then dark and light navy. And I can see that that's light blonde blue. So I'm not going to color the whole thing for you. I'm just going to give you an example. You guys know how to color at this point.
Yeah.
But I just went in with a lighter color around the edge here. And then I would go in with the darker coral. So this is light coral. And then the inside there is dark coral. So I didn't do what I would call any blending. I just colored. Okay. And then on these flowers, I actually used the darker ooh, that's always fun. The darker navy. So that one you just barely touch it because it goes in pretty fast. So fill that in with the dark navy, and then I used light coral there. And then the leaves are actually unusual, but they're pool party. So I really wanted to keep the color scheme the same between all of the cards, just so you could limit the number of inks that you had to purchase. Of course, if you don't have the blending markers, you could pick up the ink pads with a blender pen or an aqua painter. So that's also an option. Okay, so pretend like I've colored this. Ooh, that looks great. All right. And then all we're going to do, I thought there was so much beauty on this card in general that all we really needed to do was, of course, my snail is. But I have another one close by, don't worry. All we're going to do is layer all these pieces down with snail, so nothing else. And then before I lay this square down, I'm going to use my Night of Navy, just with the sentiment, which says, you deserve the best of everything, which you do. All right. And you could, instead of making a birthday card, you could use any long sentiment between these and change that card into whatever you want it to be. So, boom, colored and beautiful. All right. One card down. That's probably the easiest card, but really the second card is not hard. It's just got a little bit of a fancy fold, not even too fancy. We did this at Card Club, but this is a little different fold. The only difference between this and a standard card is that I scored this at 1.5. Nothing hard. So score it 1.5. I see your stuff, Jackie. I'll pull that when I'm done. So score it at 1.5, and then you're going to fold the 1.5 fold backwards, and then you are going to want to get out your bone folder and really score that back so it doesn't pop up. Okay, and then score your spine of your card. All right, if I pop off the screen, just tell me. All right, now we're just gonna pop our pool party. Now this designer paper, believe it or not, is the designer paper from the birthday with all the little creatures, the koalas and the bears. So I just pulled out the monochromatic pieces to use on this card. So don't forget, like, just because you may not be making a birthday card, you can still use that birthday paper because they have some great monochromatic pieces in there. So this could be a graduation card. This could be just a fun card. All right, so the last thing we're going to do here is, and I think we used almost every stamp in this set. I stuck that tiny little guy on one of these over here. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the pool party. And we're going to click some confetti up in here. When you're doing confetti, what you want to do is go all around and make sure and turn your stamp so all your confetti doesn't go in the same direction. Just a little tip. And make sure some of the confetti goes off the edge. Okay. And then we're going to clean our stamp. Actually have my cleaner nearby. Don't forget about your Stampin' Scrubber. It's the Stampin' Mist is changing its form. It's not changing its formulation. It's just going to be in a different bottle. So don't freak out when you see that on the retiring list. It's not retiring. All right. So we are stamping the little confettis here. And I'm only stamping it on the edge of it because the rest of it, you need to leave a little bit of space to write, unless you just want to ignore your friend. All right, then we're going to pop this into the card. So you could make this card with lots of different sets that you have. Just an easy, fun, little unexpected deal. Now on this piece, you want to make sure and just put your dimensionals at the top and the bottom, because you don't want to stick your circle down to these edges, because then the card won't flip open correctly. Does that make sense? So only adhere it at the top and bottom. And the very last thing you're going to stamp is your "Celebrating You is the Best." So this could be a graduation or a birthday card. It's not so birthday-ish that it has to be a birthday card. Not that I'm against birthdays. It's just I've got graduation on my brain right now with it being that time of year, whether it's virtual or not. All right. So there's that. And of course, no card is fully complete without a bow. This card, this is called the Bermuda Bay Mini Striped Ribbon. And this one comes in Bermuda Bay and Gorgeous Grape. It's been one of my favorites, and it is a retiring ribbon. So go ahead and snatch that up if you love it. Now remember, our embellishments, when they're gone, they're gone. The stamp sets are guaranteed till I think around May 22nd or something, definitely mid-May. But the embellishments, when they're gone, they're gone. So don't snooze on those. Very cute, quick card. All right. Any questions about that one?
Coco.
Ta-da! Yes, Coco.
No, Coco asked a question.
All right, the final card, it makes me think of Fiesta. It's just the prettiest. And if you've already seen my Facebook Live from last week, then you've seen this card already. And I thought about just not doing it, but that's not fun because maybe you didn't see my Facebook Live. So we're going to, and you get to watch me big shot because I was just kind of brain farted on that. I see you, Mom. I see what you just put up there.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I've got it figured out.
Okay. So this die is this is the San Antonio die, in my opinion. It makes a little flag looking thing. Now, just a tip, when I'm using detailed dies, I like to put them in diagonally if I can. It seems to work well that way. So we're going to put that in diagonally. And then I'm going to go back, and actually I'm going to show you all how to use a shim, which just means that I'm putting an extra piece of cardstock in here to really get a good contact on that detailed die. And then you're going to get to see how you can easily pop out all the little guys with your die brush, which the last time I demonstrated this card, I didn't have my die brush. But now this time I don't have my sponge. Where is it? Well, I can just show you this way. Yeah, don't really need it. So there's a sponge that comes with it, but you can just zip, zip, zip all these tiny little pieces right out of there with your Big Shot die brush. And then, see? Like, honestly, when I saw that die, I was like, yep, that's a detailed die. I don't love detailed dies. But I promise you, you just watched me do that. So, the packet, you will have all the dies already cut in your packet. And by the way, your packet will have enough to make 2 of each card. So, I will be cutting these wonderful dies. And now I did use thick white when I did this. I don't know how the non-thick white would hold up under cutting. It might actually cut easier, but I tried the thick white first and it worked. So I just used it. And plus we're going to sponge on it, so I wanted it to be nice and thick. I love my thick white cardstock. You know, it was years before I even knew we sold thick white cardstock. It's like, what is that? It's good for card bases, which the first card I showed you had a Whisper White thick card base. Okay, see, I'm not lying. It's an easy die. And the Big Shot die brush now comes in an attachment to the Take Your Pick tool. So in case you're wondering about that. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Let's build our card. Now the first thing I did is you can just take a little snail glue dot and just kind of attach this down to your scratch paper. We're going to pull it back up, but you just need to kind of get it stationary for a sec to do this next part. So what we're doing is we're creating this sponged situation. And what you need are a set of rollers. Now these, I think they're not on not orderable, but they are back ordered right now. But you'll get them. That just means you'll get them eventually. But these are, this is one package. So one package has 2 handles and 3 sponge rollers. So that's good. Let us start with one that I've already got the roller for. So when you're using this roller, what you're going to do is kind of go back and forth and get a good inking on your sponge. And then you're just going to go over and over your card. And you're going to come back to this, keep rolling. And it's a good idea to start off the paper and roll off the paper. That way you're getting a good even layer. And then you just keep going until you're happy with it. You can go light. You know, I'm always going to go bright. So I just kept going until it was nice and bold. And try to stay out of this middle section because you're going to do the pool party there. So now we're just going to pop this off and pop this on. This is how that works. Super easy. And grab your pool party. It's time for a pool party. I wish it was time for a pool party. Let's see now. Dun, dun, dun. I just had so much fun. And I'll have you know that I did copy the design of this card off of someone, but the colors were my choice. And I'm super happy with this color scheme.
It's pretty.
I love it. And it's no big deal that there's a little bit of a combination there. I'm fine with that. And then this is going to be covered up, so don't worry that that's not perfection. And then your final, I'm going to move that out of the way, is your Knight of Navy. And you're really going to work that over your layer here. And then I did kind of go over once to the pool party just to kind of give that a, make it blend there. That's what I'm looking for. All right, so that was the most difficult part. It's still not difficult. Isn't that pretty? I feel like I could do something with that. All right, now we're going to stamp our little tiny flower that's in the set onto our base with the coral. And it's just the cutest little flower. And you only have to stamp around the edge because you're not going that far into the card with your, I mean, you can't see the inside. So again, when you're stamping around the edge of something, just make sure and go off the edges on some of them and stay on for some of them so it looks more random. All right, now I bet you I have taken my white piece and I think I used the Big Shot on it. So I sure did. Look, that was supposed to be our white piece. Hold on, friends. Let me cut another one. It's a really weird measurement too. I'll put it on the PDF, but I just sort of had to create it so it's like something 16ths. Oh. Yep. Dun, dun, dun. But luckily you won't have to cut it because I've already done that part.
Can you wash out those rollers and use different colors?
Absolutely. Yes, you can, especially if you've only used our classic inks, which is what I showed you, then definitely. Now, if you use Stays On or Memento, that's going to be a different story. But yeah, you're good there. So now I'm just going to stick these little dies down with glue dots on the four corners. So a glue dot on each of the four corners. We're going to have our darker color go at the bottom. And I just think that, I mean, you could have stuck it right down on that, but this really makes it pop. So you're going to pop the glue dots to these four corners. And it's okay if there's just a little place where they don't meet because your sentiment is going to go across there. So before you stick this on, then you're going to get one of my favorite ribbons that I don't know why I haven't used much of yet. It's the denim ribbon, and it goes great with this color scheme. And the great news is it is not retiring. So we get to play with it for another year. So this is just tied in a knot, not a bow. So you'll have enough to tie a knot, but not a bow. And then you're going to need to shift this sucker all the way to the edge. So I usually tie it and then I just jimmy it over and then just get it straight there. All right, and don't worry about that because it's going to be covered up. We're going to go on the four corners here. And dun, 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 dun. Pop that on. Center it. So I would love to see, if you guys don't get the Birthday Jubilee set, I'd love to see what you do with these packets. So I want you to send me a picture. All right, and then the birthday, happy birthday, is going in navy. And I'm going to get it pretty far over to the left. Because it actually fits just right. So I'm going to give it a little V. And it'll go off the edge a tiny smidge. And we're going to pop that on with dimensionals. Ta-da. Isn't that pretty?
Dude, love the colors.
Thank you. That's one of my favorite color schemes. So, Birthday Jubilee and the dies. This actually is made to where you can circle it around that. So that's what that's for, the sentiment. So that's what that die does. And then this, of course, cuts out the floral situation that you have here. And then there's a little guy to cut this out. Anyway, that flower cuts that out. And then these things make little like holes in your corners. So you put this one in one corner, that one in the other corner, run it through the big shot. So that's kind of a neat die that you won't see very often. Pretty cool. So Birthday Jubilee. It's a great fun set. Does anyone have any questions about those cards? So what I'll do is I will bag up your kit with your BOGO stuff. And once you've settled up with me, you're welcome to pick up your BOGO stuff, or you can wait and pick it all up when the order comes in. So it's up to you. And Jackie, do you live in Lone Oak?
No, I'm in Conway.
Conway. Oh yeah. So I'll make sure your order gets shipped directly to you. Okay. And then I will pop your kit in the mail.
Okay.
So no worries on that. I got my own post office over here. All right. Do y'all have any questions then?
I don't
think so.
So the
order over there.
Yeah,